We are here at the Lucasfilm Pavilion at D23 on day 3, Sunday. First experience of the day is a fully immersive experience in Stagecraft. Stagecraft has revolutionized the way that movies and TV are being filmed, because no longer do you have to fly halfway across the world to go film in the sands of Tatooine. You can go ahead and be in Tatooine right here in Southern California and film directly to a digital background with less editing for a beautiful and fantastic visual experience for viewers like you and me. Visual effects, VFX, ILM VFX. We are hyped on this. We're gonna experience this firsthand. I think the first consumer opportunity that ILM is sharing with fans like us. Excited for this.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lucasfilm and ILM Pavilion here at D23. And thank you so much for making your reservations and waiting in line and coming to see us. We are very excited for what we're bringing here today, because we have never done anything like this before, and we've been preparing for it for months, because this is not a standard, like a trade show booth or anything. This is our real Stagecraft volume. This is our real shooting crew, and we have brought it here today to be able to share some of this stuff with the public for the first time, and we're very excited to do that. So,
process. So we advanced a few more years. We've done some tests and some LED work with Greg Frazier, and visual effects supervisor John had done some work on Rogue One that advanced the state of the art. And when we got to Solo, this was the show that I got to visual effects supervise, and we wanted to try to get full photorealistic graphics, final quality shots on this rear projection screen wrapped around the Millennium Falcon. And here you're actually seeing what that did for the creatives on the show. This is Bradford Young, our DP, amazing DP. And when he had this environment around him and the light falling on the actors, it inspired him to make this shot. A shot we'd never made in Star Wars before, which is staying with the shot after you go into hyperspace. He pans over to Han Solo's eyes, and you actually see the reflection of hyperspace in Han Solo's eyes, which is a fantastic visual storytelling.
Obi-Wan, and usually there's more of an Imperial presence here, but I'm going to use this example to talk a little bit about what's going on here. So in this volume, we've got about 18 million pixels being rendered from wall end to wall end, and this environment right now is what we call live, and it's being rendered real time. What that means is that it's being redrawn, the images here is being redrawn several times a second to keep up with the frame rate of the camera. So speaking of the camera, if you guys look to either side of the volume, you see some TV screens. Those are showing you what the camera is actually seeing. So the trick here is that we want everything to look correct from the point of view of the camera. If you see this red border behind me, that's the magic window that we refer to as the frustum. And you can see that as the camera moves around the world, the image is changing to show the correct perspective for the camera. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to put one of you guys in this world. Can I get a volunteer from the audience? All right, how about you right here? Thank you so much. So don't be scared of him, he's harmless. What's your name? Bessie. So you can stand next to our Imperial friend. So as Bessie stands there, and if the rest of us, if we look at the monitors, we can see that that Bessie is now immersed in the world. And again, that's because the image is redrawing the perspective of the camera. How does it know where the camera is in the world? Well, we use track markers like this one attached to the camera, and if you look at the top,
and in the lower right-hand corner, you can see kind of an overview of the set, and then you're seeing the taking cameras there on the left. This is a really fun example because in this particular example, the actual physical set was relatively simple.
And if you stay on this one for just a moment, one of the cool things that you can see here is that the environment here ends. And
I can barely keep straight what is practical and what is digital.
So one of the other tricks that we use when we, in order to trick our brains into not being able to find that scene, is that we use repetition in our set dressing. We get very creative about that, and sometimes what we build digitally, we make. Also, it's really helpful for our actors because now they can also react and act to the environment that's changing. But I'm not a trained Jedi, so I'm going to turn this off.
This is one of the best tricks, right? Because you get that practical light coming off that lightsaber light in the real set that has been built by the art department.
Here to count down, and then our bring bar will trigger us into hyperspace. Ready, and 3, 2, 1, punch it. All right, thank you guys so much for coming.
So feel free to take your time, hand the camera to a friend, have them take a picture of you in hyperspace. The closer you get, the more the light will affect you, and it looks really good in camera, so enjoy doing that.